Good morning, all of you. So today our topic is light, shadow, and reflection. Okay. Light, shadow, and reflection. First, we'll talk about light. What is a light? For example, you are in your room. Okay, you can able to see the things around you because of the presence of light only. If you are sitting in a dark room, what you will do? You will just turn on the lights, right? You will turn on the lights. So that is a means you can only able to see the things when the light, there is a presence of light over there. Otherwise, that is not so. To live on a earth, light is a very important thing. Okay, for example, you can able to see your copy, everything, anything. For example, right now you are watching me, so that is because of the presence of light only. If there is no light present in your mobile or whatever you are using, so you cannot able to see me, right? If you are going outside, if in your room there are so many things around you, that is because of the light only. So what is a light? Any object which reflects light, okay, is a source of light. Now there are two type of things. First is one which produces natural light, and second one is human made light. Okay, first is natural light and human made light. Okay, so what is a natural light? The natural source of light. For example, sun is the natural source of light. Okay, anything which is natural means and human made is basically the lights which you are using at your home. For example, tube lights, okay, bulbs, they are LED, they all are the human made light. Clear? And natural source of light is the sun only, because sun gives you the natural light, right? So there are two types of, first of all, what is a light? Light is a any object which reflects light is a source of light. Clear? And now secondly, they are of two types, that is natural light and human made light. Natural light, for example, they have their own light, okay, that is natural, means for example, sun. And human made light, which are made with the help of humans or made by humans, for example, bulbs, tube lights. Clear? Now next is how do you see the things around yourself, us, you can say. Okay, we see so many objects around us which is colorful and different, right? When you come to the school, you see many of the things around you. For example, a running car, okay, or bike, people around you. So on the way to school, we see many things like buses, cars, cycle, trees, animals, and something like flowers. How do you think you can able to see those objects? How? Because of the light only. If there is, for example, just imagine there is no light on the earth, you can able to see anything? No, right? So can you imagine to see the things in a dark room? When you go in a dark room, you can able to see? No. For that you have to turn on the light, and then only you can able to see the things. So what is a light? Light is a form of energy that enables us to see objects around us. Clear? Light is the form of energy which enables us to see the objects around us. Nothing is visible to us in a dark room unless or until you turn on the lights, right? For example, nothing is visible to us in a dark room unless the object is lighted. It is visible to us. Clear? Because of the presence of light only. Now the lights are distributed into two parts, that is objects are distributed in two parts, that is luminous and non-luminous. Clear? what are luminous objects and what are non-luminous objects? Luminous objects are those objects which reflects light. Clear? For example, sun, tube light, anything which have their own light. Clear? Anything which have their own light, which reflects light, that is a luminous object. For example, if we talk about lights, if we talk about sun, so all natural and human made, all the things are included, but they should reflect light, then only they are included in the luminous objects. Clear? And if we talk about non-luminous objects, the objects which do not reflect light. For example, human beings, we reflect light? No. Okay. Car? No. Fan? No. This marker reflects light? No. So they all are comes in this part, non-luminous object. Clear? So luminous objects are the objects which reflects light, which have their own light. Clear? Example, lights, LED, electronics. Okay. And what are non-luminous objects which do not reflect light? For example, fan, car, your notebook, any wood, plastic, they do not reflect light, so they are non-luminous objects. What are the sources of light? Objects that gives out their light by their own. As I told you, the sun, the stars, they have their own light, so they are called luminous objects. For example, sun, stars, etc. Clear? Here is the definition. You can see objects that gives off their own light, that gives off their own light, that is called luminous objects. For example, the sun and the stars. Next is non-luminous objects, objects that do not give out light by their own. For example, this table, this pencils, this chair, anything, whatever you are using right now, you can easily differentiate between the luminous object and the non-luminous object. For example, you are sitting on your place, you can easily differentiate between what are luminous object and what are non-luminous objects. For example, right now, if you are opened up your book, that book is a non-luminous object. You turn on the lights of your room, that is a luminous object. So you can easily differentiate, means objects that do not give any type of light or give out light, that is an example of non-luminous objects. Example, table, chair, book, pencil, etc. Clear? Next is opaque objects. What is opaque object? Opaque objects do not let any light to pass through them. For example, wood. Okay, for let me give an example. For example, I am having a book. Okay, if I put that book in front of me, can I able to see on the another side? No, right? I cannot able to see the things on the opposite direction, right? On the behind of that book. Why? Because that is an opaque object. Now, what is an opaque object? Which do not allow the light to pass through them. Okay, for example, I have a book, so the light which is I've turned on the lights, can I able to see the things which is behind the book? No. Why? Because that book do not allow the light to pass through them. So that is an example of opaque object. For example, wood, plastic. Clear? Or your books, your copies, anything, if you put it in a front of you, okay, you cannot able to see the behind of that book or anything if there is something. Okay, so that is an opaque object, means the object which do not allow the light to pass through them. Clear? So they are opaque objects. For example, you can see here is one cardboard over here, or a wood you can see, that is an opaque object, means now this boy is reflecting the light on it. This light can go on the another side? No, right? That means that this object, the wood is an object over here. This wood is an object over here, right? So this object do not allow the light to pass through them, right? So that is an opaque object. So objects that do not allow any light to pass through them are called the opaque object. That means that light cannot go by cross opaque objects. Clear? Transparent object. For example, the windows of your room. Some windows are there, or some glass windows are there which allow the cellophane paper. Okay, cellophane paper means the cover of your book. Okay, what you will do, if you put it in the front of you, only the cover. Okay, that cover, if it is, you will put in the front of you, can easily see on the other side. Right? If you have a clear water, a glass of clear water, if you put that glass of clear water in front of you, you can easily able to see on the another side. That means transparent objects allow us to see the things clearly through them. For example, glass window, clear water. Okay, means as I told you that water is a source of transparent object. Right? Means the object. Secondly, glass window. If there is a glass window on your room or somewhere, you can easily able to see on the another side. That allows the light to pass through them. That is an, for example, plastic sheet or a butter paper. This is an example. For example, if there is a plastic sheet, one on the what बोलो. Okay, so this property of light means that light always travels in a straight line. Let me explain this topic to you again. What do you mean by propagation of light? Propagation of light means that light always travels in a straight line. For example, I have given you a straw. Okay, I have given you a straight straw. What you will do, you will and turn on a torch in front of that straw. What you will see, you can easily able to see the light on the another side. For example, now replace that straight straw with a curved straw. If there is a curved straw you are having, just look from the on the one side to the another side, you will not able to see the torch light. Why? Because light always travels in a straight line. Clear? Light always travels in a straight line. Secondly, this property of light which in which the light travels in a straight line. You all know that light always travels in a straight line. This is a property of light. So this property is called rectilinear propagation of light. So if the question will come, what do you mean by rectilinear propagation of light? What you will write? Light always travels in a straight line, and this property of light is called the rectilinear propagation of light. You can see in this picture that light is always travels in a straight line. Have you ever seen a curved rays of light? No, they always in a straight line. Clear, all of you? So this is an activity to show that that light always travels in a straight line. What you need? You need a rubber band. This I have given you this example right now only. This is a kind of a straw. This straw is a straight. So that's why you can easily able to see the light rays. But this is curved. This is a curved straw. So that's why if you see that object, you will not able to see the light coming through them. Why? Because I have told you the property of light, that it always travels in a straight line. So material, what you need? A rubber band which is about 40 to 50 centimeter long, a colorful. Okay. Secondly, what is the method? Place a candle in front of you. Means like this, you have to put a candle. Secondly, and now with the help of a rubber tube, see the flame of lighted candle. What do you see? If now bend you can easily see the light. Now do one thing, just bend that rubber band to see the flame again. Just bend that rubber band and see the flame again. You will not able to see. Why? Because light only travels in a straight line. Clear, all of you? So that shows that the property of a light, that is rectilinear propagation of light. Clear? Next is shadow. What do you mean by shadow? When an opaque object blocks the light, it forms a shadow, a dark object. Clear? Opaque object, right now I have told you that what is an opaque object. For example, me. Okay, I am having my shadow. Why? Because for example, there is a light over in this room. Okay, I am standing over here. It makes my shadow. Why? Because I am an opaque object. I do not allow the light to pass through me. So what will happen? It will make a shadow beside me. Right? So that means the shadow is any object can make a shadow if it blocks the light. Clear? Any opaque object can make a shadow if it blocks the light. Clear, all of you? For example, I'm standing over here. I'm an opaque object. What do you mean by opaque object? Which do not allow the light to pass through them. So if I'm standing over here, if light is here, can you able to see? Can you able to see the light? No. Clear? That means, for example, this person, this is a human being, kind of. Okay, this human being is here. You can see the if you can see the light is here. Now he's blocking a space, right? He do not allow the air to the light to pass through them. So what will happen? It makes a dark shadow. It makes this dark shadow. This is a shadow of this boy. Means this do not allow the light to pass through them. Clear, all of you? That's so the dark object. If definition will come, what is a shadow? What you will write? the dark outline, regardless of any color, any object. It only gives you the outline of a particular object. Clear? For example, you cannot tell, for example, if a person, you can only see the shadow of a person. You can say that who is standing over here. No. Why? Because it only gives the dark outline of that person. You cannot see the image of the clear image of that person, that who is standing over there, right? So that is a shadow. Now, what are the properties of shadow? That shadow, as I told you, the shadow is always dark in color and is formed only when there is a bright light. Shadow is only formed when there is a bright light and the object is blocking that light. Then only it is the shadow will form. Otherwise, no. Next is, a shadow is always dark in color, no matter how the object, the color of an object is. For example, if you see that you are using a dark color object, for example, blue color or bright color, that does not mean that shadow will change its color. The color is always dark. Clear? And it only forms that when there is a bright light and you are blocking that light. Clear? Next is, the shadow is always formed in a direction opposite to that of the source of light. Clear? The shadow is always formed in a direction opposite to that of a source of light. For example, you have to stand on the opposite direction of the light. For example, if on the opposite direction of me there is a light, then only I can form the then only the shadow will form. If I am standing near, for example, there is a light over me. Okay, if I am standing in down or on this direction only, then shadow will not form. For forming a shadow, you have to stand on the opposite side of the object. So the shadow is always formed in the direction opposite to that of an object. Clear? Next is, the shape and size of the shadow depends upon the source of light and an object. The image or the size of an object depends upon the distance from the light and the object. Clear? For example, the light is on the opposite direction and I am over here. Okay. For example, I am slowly going over there. What will happen? My shadow will start reducing. For example, I am going again, coming back to my place. What will happen? It starts increasing. So the shape and size of the shadow depends upon the source of light and an object. Means the distance between the light and the particular object which forms the light. Clear? So these are the properties of light, that they always in a dark color. When there is a light, bright light, the shadow is always formed in the direction opposite of the object, and the shape and size of the shadow depends upon the distance between the object and a source of light. Now, what is an image? Image means when light falls on a polished surface. For example, mirror. You can see yourself clearly on a mirror. Why? Because the light directly comes to and falls on the smooth surface, right? The light comes to the smooth surface, it reflects light, it reflects the light back, and you can see your image clearly. Means the shape, the size, everything should be definite. There will be no change in our image. Shadow, what is the difference between a shadow? Shadow size and shape is increasing according to the direction, or according to the distance between the light and the object. But image shows the exact shape and size of a particular object. And how an image formed? For example, a mirror. When a beam of a light falls on a polished surface, it is reflected back and we are able to see the things and image of the object through our eyes. For example, you can see this baby. Okay, she's watching her image on a mirror. Is there any change in her size or in her shape? No. Why? Because the direct sun rays falls on a polished surface. Now you all know mirror is a polished surface. When the light will come on a polished surface, it reflects the light coming back. Okay, it reflects the light to your eyes, and the exact thing, exact object, or exact you yourself can see on a mirror. Clear? So that is an image. So this is the first difference between a shadow and an image. Shadow changes its shape and size according to the distance between the object and the source of light. Secondly, it do not give the detailed things about that particular image. but in image you can easily see the who is the person. Okay, secondly, you can able to see the things exactly the same size and shape. Clear? Now reflection. Reflection is bouncing back of a light. Reflection is a light bouncing off a very smooth surface. This is a plane surface, for example, a plane mirror. So how will it, right now only I have given you an example. When the light falls on a mirror, it bounces back to your eyes. It bounces back to your eyes. This is a plane surface, so that is called a reflection. The bouncing back of the light to your on a smooth surface to your eyes. So when you look into the mirror, you see yourself, your own inside the mirror. What do you see? It's a reflection of your face in the mirror. That is because of the reflection of light only. Okay, when it reflects light, that light will bounces back to your eyes and you can see yourself exactly on the mirror. Clear? So that is a reflection. Reflection is a bouncing back of the light to, on a smooth surface to your eyes. Clear? Mirrors are the smooth reflecting surface. You can see mirrors are the smooth reflecting surface. Water also acts as a reflecting surface. For example, if there is a clear water, you can easily see your image. Why? Because this is a plane surface, it reflects light and you can easily see your image on the water. Okay, so it is a regular or smooth reflecting surface. Clear, all of you? This is because of the reflection of the light. It bounces back to your eyes and you can easily see the objects around clearly. Okay, now your turn. Classify the objects as luminous and non-luminous objects. What do you mean by luminous? I have told you. Luminous objects means which have their light. Moon? No. Beta, moon is not a luminous object. It do not allow have its own light. You can able to see the moon because of the sunlight. Okay, otherwise you will not. So that means moon do not have their own light. So this is a non-luminous thing. Bulb is a luminous thing. Sun is also a luminous thing. Candle is also a luminous thing. Wood is a non-luminous. Stars is a luminous object. Shoe is a non-luminous object. Pencil is a non-luminous object. Table is a non-luminous object. And book is also a non-luminous object. You can see over here which are coming in a luminous object, that is bulb, sun, candles and stars. They are examples of luminous objects. And what are non-luminous objects? Wood, shoes, pencil, table and book, they are coming in a non-luminous objects. Clear, all of you? So now classify the things according to the transparent, translucent and opaque. Clear? What are the objects? Spectacle lens, plastic sheets, metal spoon, clear water, wooden door, transparent, spectacular lens, transparent lenses. Spectacular lenses means, for example, your lens means your specs. Okay, so that is a transparent thing. That's why you can able to see on the another side, right? Secondly, if you use a plastic sheet or a cellophane paper, that is a translucent object. You can see the image but blurred. It means that do not allow the full light to pass through them. Metal spoon is an opaque object which do not allow any light to pass through them. Clear water is a transparent object and wooden door is an opaque object. Clear, all of you? So this is all in this chapter. Now one more thing is there. What is it? Lateral inversion. What is what do you mean by lateral inversion? Which is not in this slide. Let me tell you what is a lateral inversion. Lateral inversion, for example, you are standing in front of a mirror. Okay, you are standing in a front of a mirror. Means in a mirror you can see the exact thing, right? Exactly the way you are looking, you can see yourself on the mirror. There is no change in the shape and the size of the things, but they are left right reversal. but there is a left right reversal, means चीजें उल्टी दिखती हैं on the mirror, right? So that is a left right reversal. So that property is called lateral inversion. Clear, all of you? So the left right reversal of the things on the mirror is called the lateral inversion. Clear, all of you? So this is all for in this chapter. That so what you have studied in this chapter, that what is a opaque object, what is a translucent object, what is luminous object, non-luminous object, what is a light. Secondly, what do you mean by rectilinear propagation of light? They all are come in this chapter. What is lateral inversion? So these all are the topics which you have covered in this in this chapter. So if the question will come, what is a light? What you will write, that light is a form of energy which allows the light, and which for that you can able to see the things, right? For example, without the light you cannot able to see anything in a dark room. If you are coming in your room, if in a dark room, what you will do, you will first turn on the lights. Why? Because you cannot able to see the things without the light. Clear, all of you? Secondly, they have their properties. That third, what is propagation of light? This is the property of a light that always travels in a straight line, and that property is called rectilinear propagation of light. Clear, all of you? So this is all for this chapter. Thank you.